Yeah. Alright. I'm Jonah in the belly of the beast, nigga. I be damned if I die in these streets, nigga. Hands up for the money we gon' reach, nigga. Jonah in the belly of the beast, nigga.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I said, yo, what up, though? We live and direct. We in effect in a place to be, man. Listen, we are having a wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful, wonderful time. Man, the last episode number 1. Welcome to episode 20 of the I Said Yo podcast. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, all that stuff they tell you to say. I say this every week. Hit all that stuff. Follow the pod. Donate the Cash App. Donate to the super chat. Or don't. It's okay. Just watch, man. Share. Do all that good stuff. Last episode 19, we had Direct. We had Direct in the building, man. Direct is responsible for bringing Grindtime into fruition, helping revitalize battle rap. Most definitely, he also is instrumental in Rap Grid, and we just had a hip hop talk. Like, we talked about a lot. We talked about the early business in battle rap, and man, he talked about so many mistakes that were made and things they improved on. He talked about how, like, yo, it wasn't no big brothers because nobody really knew what they were doing when it came down to the industry. So it was a little difficult in that regard. And then he also talked about when, quote unquote, real nigga time was created. So just before we get going, you know, I always like to show a little something from the last episode. So we're going to go to the BBG Media page. We're going to pull up the BBG Media page. We're going to pull them in right now. All right, let's see what we got. We're going to see what Direct had to say last week. See what's up. I had DNA on the pod. I think Benzino was going on. I had DNA on the pod. He said real nigga time came from PH had called DNA and told him that, yo, I'm going to come to your URL battle. And that meant a lot to DNA because he had got started on Grindtime and he thought it was going to be a riff. And then when Smack saw PH, he said, hey, man, we on real nigga time. And that was the birth of that. And it was like, did you take that as a shot to Grindtime, or like,
well, here's the
thing.
It
is marketing?
So you got to know about it was both. So behind the scenes, right? I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, they challenging us? Like let's rise to the challenge. But PH was mad as shit. He was like, nah, fuck that. Niggas came at me, son. Nah, I gotta do something, yo. We gotta go harder. We gotta throw a bigger event. Fuck that. Niggas think we They talking about some real nigga time. You know what I'm saying? And I was more like laughing, like, yo, let's do the same thing to them.
Yo, man, make sure y'all check out that actual interview. It's really, really dope. It'll be up very, very soon. Make sure you're following the pod. Make sure you're tuning in, locked in. We appreciate everybody. So listen, episode 20. Listen, listen, man. Listen, let me relax for a second. I got my most special guest, the most special guest I've had on this podcast. She is, if I were to describe her, she's a phenomenal woman. You know, like, what was that on Poetic Justice? The phenomenal woman. You know, that Maya Angelou poem. She is a smart young lady, a college graduate, a graduate student. I won't go into her profession, but she's working professionally in her field. She's a heartfelt, kind-spirited, beautiful young lady that helped change my life, like really, really changed my life. I want to welcome to the podcast not only the host of the Right Number podcast, but my daughter, Armani. What up, Monty? What up, though? Hey, yo, usually when people come on the show, I hit them with the gunshots, but I don't know.
Yeah, don't hit me with the gunshots. No, it's all good. Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm over here blessed. Thank you for the introduction. That made me smile.
Well, you act like you
Yeah,
ain't
I'm
never heard that before.
right.
I just ain't never introduced you to a room.
Right.
Imagine if I did that every time we went somewhere. Okay, everybody, I would like to introduce you to the phenomenal, the bodacious, the
Yeah.
the
Wow.
upstanding. Um, every time.
Yeah.
How your day going?
It's cool. It's cool. How your day going?
It's good. I went to therapy today.
Ooh.
You know,
How
so
was that? How you feeling afterwards?
I'm good. She told me to tell you hi
Oh,
again.
good. Hi.
Yeah, stop making friends with my therapist. What's
I
wrong
don't
with
even
you?
know you there. Mm-mm.
Man, I was talking to your brother. Your brother might be watching right now, so say what's up to your
Ooh.
brother.
Hey, KJ.
What up, though? I don't know if he watch. KJ. You tell him. I told him. I was like, hey man, we gonna be on here, and you know,
You'll
he
see.
was.
Hopefully he came.
Yeah, hopefully. Hola, oh, shout out that guy. What up, that guy, man? We appreciate you in the building. Um, so the other day I hit you up and I was like, yo, let's pod, cause you got a
Hmm.
podcast,
I
I got a
do.
podcast. Let's do a podcast together. Let's talk. But this will be the second one because remember we did the daddy daughter pod. You
I
remember
remember
that?
that. Yes.
Man,
Yes.
I gotta see if I could find that daddy daughter pie. We should have put that out. I wonder if you still feel the same way.
I don't know. I remember we were talking about I was like, as long as y'all grades are good, your parents will give you whatever you want. He was like, don't be telling them that. I'm like, I mean, that's how I felt at the time. I don't
Word.
remember what else we said. We got to find that so we can see it
Yeah, I
again.
gotta find it. What tell everybody about your podcast. What's your podcast about?
Okay, so the Right Number podcast is just me journeying life as a young adult, just exploring the life of college and then post grad, just to show up as our best self authentically on purpose. I'm really big on like self reflection, self analyzing, and just correcting. I don't want to just be aware, I also want to just grow. So, everything about growth,
Okay.
honestly.
So how long you been doing your podcast?
2 years.
Oh, what episode you on?
I'm on season two,
Okay, you
episode.
got seasons. Dang, like a TV show.
And season two, episode 13 is coming out next week on Tuesday.
Dang. So look, y'all make sure y'all check her podcast out and the Right
Yeah.
Number podcast. It's really, really dope. I be listening to it, but then sometimes you don't want to hear everything your daughter talk about. So I be kind of like I wait for you to drop the clip and I listen to the clip and see what you own, or I look at the title and I'm like, oh no, I don't know about that one. I'm gonna just hang out. Usually when you do the group pods, I just mind my business and go ahead and keep it
Mm.
moving.
The last one was good. See, I'm growing still, so that's the podcast. Like it's just it documents my growth. So the first couple ones, it was like, okay, do I
Mhm.
want my dad to hear this if I'm talking like this, or do I want y'all to talk like that? But it's like the world too. But now it's getting there. It's getting more mature and more realistic. I feel like to everybody. So
Yeah. I feel like too, like when you doing stuff like that, that I don't want you to worry about me.
oh
You
no, I'm
know?
always gonna worry about you. I'm sorry. I'm always, I'm always gonna worry about you. Like, is my dad gonna be okay with that? Nope, I'm not doing it. Nope.
well, I always challenge you to be yourself and just be upstanding in your actions. So, I
Yeah.
guess, So everybody thought, like, I'm sure all of y'all thought that y'all was about to get on here and, you know what? We just gonna go ahead. Armani, go ahead and let them know your top 10 battles of 2014. I mean, of 2023.
Mm.
What were you watching?
That's it. I still watch your
Oh
battles from 2014, like you said the first time.
man.
I'm still watching your stuff from then. That's what I know. I watch my dad and my
So,
Uncle Marv.
shout out to Marv, man. Oh man.
Yes.
Shout out to that guy. He say I just spoke on self awareness earlier today, so we gonna check it out. Word.
Mm.
Um. So for y'all that don't know, like my daughter not like she ain't like a battle rap watcher. You know, she don't watch all the battles. But but my daughter was the first kid of battle rap. Okay? Y'all looking at y'all looking at the first kid of battle rap. Like if y'all didn't know, now y'all know.
Like,
Way back when Armani was like 1 years old. I'm gonna find the video later. I'm gonna show it too. I'm gonna show it while we're here.
okay.
Armani was on a well. Armani's dad was on the show, and so Armani was on the show, and I read Armani green eggs and ham, like so. Um, Armani was the first kid of battle rap, man. She was on TV. Uh, and since then, she's done a lot. Armani is, like I said, I gave her that long introduction. So if you missed it, Armani just got her degree in psychology. She's a super smart kid. She's going to graduate school. She's working in her profession. But I want to talk about, like, if they did a show growing up battle rap.
That'd be hard. They should have did that.
No, they shouldn't.
They should have done that.
No, they shouldn't. No, they should not.
I probably would not be. I don't know.
Man, listen to me. First off, I want you to answer this question and answer it truthfully. Do
Okay.
you think I was gonna let you be on?
No, no, no. So that's honestly, if they had the show, it wouldn't even matter. Nobody would have knew who I was until today. So that would have been hard though, growing up that.
Man. So, like, when you were like, did you always know I was rapping, or you ain't know what the hell I was doing?
I knew you were rapping.
What did you like? Since,
I
like,
okay, so I may not have known you were battle rapping until like I got a little older and a little more like conscious,
okay.
like. But I knew you were rapping. Like I would be at the studio with you.
Well, of course, yeah.
Like
So, so let's talk about that. Like, did you think that's just how stuff was? Like, yo, I go to school, I go to the studio, and that's what everybody doing. Or
yeah, I
like,
don't know if I thought it was everybody, but it was just my normal. Like I liked going to the studio because I liked watching my list of cartoons. What was that cartoon I used to watch?
you used to watch
Lady and the
Lady and
Tramp.
the Tramp Part
Yep.
Two. I'm not a regular dog.
I'm a
I'm a
junkyard
junkyard
dog. Yes, that was my movie, doing my homework. And that was just, I didn't think anything was like abnormal about it. I was just, that was our routine. I was in a routine.
Did you ever hear people rapping and didn't think they were good and was like, man, what is my dad doing up in here? Or that was just like background noise to your cartoons.
No, yeah, that was background noise. That was background noise until like I really started wanting to rap or liking music for real. Like
Okay.
until then, it was background noise. But then after that, I was listening to everything. I was like, what do you say? How you said it?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Write that down.
Was your like, you know how what was your first, like, when I think I remember, but like I took you to some shows, you came to some shows or one show or a couple shows, but um I remember I brought you and KJ to that show we did at the Fillmore,
Hmm.
and they had that big old sign of my partner Hush, and you just were amazed at how big the sign was, and you was like, he's famous, he got a he got a big sign up. Like,
I don't really remember. I remember talking about Hush like when I was younger. But I don't remember the song. Like I don't remember every single
yeah.
thing, but I don't remember that song. But I remember like when I remember him like the second time I met him. I
Hmm.
remembered him.
Okay.
So
Do you remember that show, like when I threw the candy on the stage and all the kids, like, or whatever it was, or you forget, like me, you, KJ went,
I
grandma
remember
came.
that. I used to cherish that for a long time. Like that was in my heart for a long time. Not gonna lie, that was in my heart for a long, long time. I used to think that was gonna be our normal. I was like, oh, I can't wait to do this again. I was just waiting for you to say, oh, we're going again. We're gonna do it again. I was just waiting.
Man,
But
you you went for a little bit. Like, I remember, like, you was 12, you brought over, you had came downstairs and you had a rap wrote. Like, did you think you was supposed to have to rap because I was rapping? Is that what you thought, or you just like
I don't. That's something I've been thinking about. Like, where did it start? Like, where exactly did it start? Now, I knew I liked rapping.
Mm-hmm.
I know the influence, of course, was from you. Um, I don't know. I used to write stories first.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to write like I used to just go in on stories. Just I don't know. I thought I was gonna be a director or something. And then I started writing songs. I was doing love songs. It was just my creativity. It's just how I. That's
Yeah,
what I saw. So like my creativity, how it just manifested into like reality was writing.
that's what's up.
Um, and then I just. How did I? Do you remember how I approached you with my first song? Because
Man,
I
what? I
don't
still
remember.
got it. I know you just came downstairs and rapped the song. You was rapping a Lil Wayne, No Worries, and
No
I
worries.
was,
I remember that rap. I remember
yeah,
it too. It's still stuck
and
up
I was like, man, if she don't get out of here, like
here.
she was talking about, we had that Impala, so you was like, I'm in my Impala.
I remember. I remember that. So they should be worried. Yes, I was just
Yeah.
please.
Man, if y'all knew, man, all her rap, she was Marva tell you, all her rap, she was just dissing somebody, like she was just out.
That's what I heard.
But
That's
I
what
ain't
I was told.
record diss songs. All right, so boom, check this out. So you've heard me getting ready for a battle before, right?
I
But
always heard you.
but I never come to you and say, "Hey, listen to this. This what I got." Like I ain't never did that to you.
No, not till I got a little older. Like I'd be like, can I hear something? Remember, like in high school,
Yeah.
you'll do something, or I listen to you and Marv. But younger, like
Did
influential
you did
age,
you understand why I was screaming to the top of my lungs in the
I don't think so. I know. Eventually, I just like put two and two together.
Okay.
Like eventually, I'm like, oh, he's practicing. That's what he does. 'Cause I remember when I started rapping, it was like you were telling me you have to say it out loud because I was like mumbling over my words, and you was like, you know how I talk when you hear me, you got to do that. And I used to be nervous. I'd be like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sound like you. How you be sounding?
Hey yo, we be sounding crazy. Hey yo, look, ain't nothing worse than like trying to figure out your raps, like you doing them, and then you catch somebody looking at you just, and you like,
Exactly. That is
and
embarrassing.
like
I
yeah,
never wanted to get caught. I never wanted to nothing.
right,
But yeah, I didn't want to sound like that. But I just, it was just influential, I guess, to what I wrote.
or you know, like one of the things with me just like pursuing this and trying to work,
Mm,
raise a kid, pursue a dream because that's what it was to do this. Like it was a dream of mine to be able to have somebody say, "Hey, you come here and do this, and
mm,
we'll pay you, and we'll, you know." So I always did it when I could. You know what I'm saying? But the priority was always the crib. You know what I'm saying? The priority was always you, your brother, and
mm,
when I would go out of town, I was fortunate enough to have like the strongest support system throughout our family. I won't go to name everybody because then somebody would be like, "You ain't say me," but all y'all, um, everybody helped so much and did such a such a good job with just making sure that when I did want to go pursue this craft and this art, that you were well taken care of. That you, but I could also understand like, man, I'm going out of town all the time. You ain't getting to go to these places I'm going to. I know you wanted to go.
yeah, I definitely wanted to go. I would be like, why? I can go. I could go. I could be out of school on the weekend, or I could be out of school on Friday, come back on Monday, or in the summertime. I want to go.
Yeah,
But honestly, because you would tell me about like where you were going, and then you'll also tell me like places you didn't go.
yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I used to want you to go, and I knew you wanted to be home, but I'd be like, no, because I knew this was your dream. So I'm like, I want you to go. Like in my head, I'm like, why won't he just go? Just go and go explore. Like I'm good. Like I don't.
But nah,
You send me
man.
somewhere else. You go do your thing. That's always been my mindset. Like I've always, when you would tell me like, oh, this show or this event, like, but I'm not gonna go because I don't want to be going. I just came back from this or
Yeah.
whatever. I just be like, He's
Nah,
like, dang, I should have said something. I should have just told him to go. I wonder if he would
but
have if
you,
I said
I
something.
wasn't, I wasn't gonna go because I was the dad. I'm the daddy in this place. Nah, I'm gonna listen to you. You just stop shitting on yourself a few days, few years ago. But nah, I've always been able to make have a good balance so I can stay like involved in the thing that I love,
Mm,
and then also stay involved in with the people that I love. You know what I'm saying? That's important. And then what's also dope and also good is like the company I keep like are are people that keep me sharp, keep me aware of what's going on.
yeah.
Um, Marv with his travels and his friendship, that not only me but is instrumental, just part in my life, your life, our families. Just I've always had like the friends that's looking out. You know, you know that's like that's not gonna miss them steps. You know what I'm saying? So I always appreciated that. Did you did you when you went off to I know I'm kind of jumping ahead,
Mhm.
but when you went off to college, you I remember like not one. I'm like, yo, don't tell nobody. No. Hold on. We gonna go back. We gonna go back. Hold on. We gonna go back. You told me when you was little once y'all was pulling up battles in school.
Oh yes, and I was gonna say that earlier in elementary. I think that's how I found out you battle rapped. Actually,
Man, what?
I think that's how I found out. Now that I really don't want to be wrong, but I think that's how I found out you were like a battle rapper, like not just a rapper, just but a battle rapper. Because
Yeah.
they used to pull up your stuff on they used to pull up your stuff on like we had like technology class, and we're supposed to be doing typing
Yeah.
assignments, learning how to type. And they over there pulling up you, and I'm like, that's my daddy. And everybody would be like, this Armani daddy, this Armani daddy. And they'll be watching videos, whatever. Like I didn't know what it was, and I'm just like, okay. But then eventually, like I start catching on. So like a year later, maybe I'll be like, go on YouTube when we got free time. Go on YouTube and look at my dad. Go in there, and that's my dad right there. Like I tell people then, but yeah, all through everywhere I go, somebody likes battle rap. But
Yeah.
it was like when I was really young, elementary school for sure. Like I don't know why all them kids knew about battle rap. They were too
They
young,
they battling now.
right?
They calling me old, right? Yo, old ass nigga. What's
But
up,
yeah,
grandpa? I'm like, I kick you. Anyway,
but every school I went to, somebody knew you for sure.
it was funny when you was I won't say the school, but when you were in elementary school, fourth grade. So that school, um,
Yeah.
no, not fourth grade, like first grade, first, second, third grade.
Hmm.
There was a kid, like, cause that school went up to the eighth grade.
Yeah.
Man, there was like a kid in the middle school part of the stuff that saw me in 5K1, that movie that I
Hmm.
didn't let you watch until you became an adult.
Exactly.
If I did, I don't know.
I think I
Um,
watched that on my own at college.
okay. But but he walked up to me and was like, "Yo, you was killing shit in that movie, man." I'm like, "Yo, man, I'm somebody daddy, dog." Like like I'm somebody daddy. You can't talk to me like that, man. And that was the one thing, like, sometime, like, if I come in a kid or say something that talk to me like I'm in a battle and I'm like, yo, I'm a dad up in here. Like I'm Mr. Graham, man. That's who I am. I kick your ass, man. Like, but that was uh that was always funny. I remember when we were, I say when we were young, but I guess that is true, when we were younger. And me and you were in the library. This is your first time going to the library, and this nigga just was trying to talk about battle rap, man. I was so mad, man.
Mhm.
This was your first trip to the library. We had got your card and all that stuff. Um, but people that like follow my career, like from the beginning to now, like they always ask about you because they remember you from the TV show. I'm like, man, she in college. They're like, she in college. They're like, oh, look at her. So everybody always proud of you in that regard.
Oh,
Did you always know you were gonna go to college?
yeah,
You did.
yeah. I don't think it was a time where I didn't think about college.
Cause
Like,
like you was watching Different World, like
yeah,
like you was
I wanted to go to school. Like, I used to, and then like it was like shows that wasn't college, but it was like the college atmosphere, like boarding school or something.
you wanted to
But
go to boarding school.
I used to want to go to boarding school really bad. I used to
Man,
be like,
what?
it's like, ooh, I want to go to boarding school. I just want to move out. Like, I want to go to a school where it's just kids. It's nobody else.
You don't think
Like,
they got other like rules? You,
I wasn't thinking. I was little. I was not thinking that.
you thought you was gonna be like Zach and Cody or something.
But yeah, so I always knew I wanted to go to college. It was different reasons for a long time when I was younger, but I always knew I want to go to school for this or that, and then eventually it was just ultimately psychology.
Word. You what's your talk about your major?
The one I just graduated with, or
Yeah, both of them. Talk about the one you going into, the one you just graduated with. Go ahead. Sound
uh,
smart to the people.
I just graduated with the psychology degree.
Don't say where you went, cause I don't want them nigga
Yeah.
motherfuckers. All right, go ahead. My bad. My bad.
But
Go ahead.
yeah, I graduated with the psych degree. I've been interested in that. I think I'm pretty sure you sparked that interest in me too because it was a book at home
Hmm.
and it was a psychology book and I was just reading it and I just got interested. And then like of course mental health is really big for me. So psychology is like a no-brainer.
Okay.
Um, what else? And then grad school, I'm doing clinical mental health. So that's just going to give me a deeper look into things
Hmm.
and just get me ready to get licensed as a therapist and stuff like that.
Sweet.
So
They got a question for you. They want to know: did you go to college for yourself or your parents?
I went for myself. Well, pause. Let me not just give a quick answer. I went for myself for sure. But like I said, a lot of stuff is like, is my daddy going to be proud of me? Like, I want him to be proud. So it's like, I always knew I wanted to go to school, so that was just like a no-brainer, like I said. But I also wanted to make sure I was like the standard is the standard that my dad hold me to. So his standard became my standard. So I
Did you
know he wants the
feel
best for me. So I want the best for me.
word? So, did you ever like, cause you know that could get mixed up, you know, cause like we had times where it's like, man, I'm like, I think about this with your brother.
Mhm.
I want to make sure that I don't push to the point that it feel like what you doing ain't enough,
Yeah.
you know.
But see, I don't think that's nothing that you could prevent. Like that's something I would have to do. I would have to do on my own. Like, cause before it'd be like sometimes I'll say, "Oh, I don't want to do this," or "I don't." You know, I want to be. I want you to that validation. I'm seeking validation from you
Okay.
sometimes. But as I got older, I had to realize like, okay, I'm living for myself. I'm gonna make mistakes. It's
Yep.
gonna be okay. My daddy's still gonna love me.
Yeah.
He's still gonna be here.
Yeah.
I'm living for myself. If I'm always looking for validation for you from you, then I'm never gonna get anything done.
Indeed.
So once you
Indeed.
really, it's just a personal thing. You have to kind of, it's a
Yeah.
phase. You're gonna grow out of
Yeah.
it.
You know, and I think that's important in the quicker like you recognize that. That's cause like when you were growing up, my mindset was I just want to make sure she know how to fight for herself.
Hmm.
I wanted
That's
to go
crazy.
ahead.
I was just talking about that in the podcast, actually.
Oh, you were
Yes, but not necessarily. Well, fight for myself as far as like, because I'm talking about like college life and leadership and stuff
self
like that.
advocating and doing stuff
Yes,
like that. Yeah.
self advocated for sure. And I was just like, I grew up and my dad was telling me, if you don't deserve that grade, go get your grade. Or if you don't deserve this, go talk to them. Even though like sometimes it'd feel like, oh, you just want me to do it by myself and I don't got you in my corner. You're there, but
Yeah.
it's still you need to do it.
Yep.
So that's something I carry with me from a youngin.
Yeah. Cause you always been like just Like I just like yo, I know you. I see you. Like I envision you just as a little bitty girl just marching into something. Like I remember when that guy at the store tried to play you about that money.
Yes. Over there, yes, I remember that. Yeah.
You want to tell the story, or you want me to tell the story?
You may tell it better because I'm gonna give a simple story. Like you may tell it better. You more like animated. I'm gonna just tell the story.
All right, so look, Armani was little, and her and her other cousins that went to the store. She was with her older cousins who we allowed to let her walk to the store. When I sent her with some money, and she came back, they came back with some stuff, and I'm looking at the stuff, and I'm like, where the money? And she like, this was it. She gave me the change, and I'm like, oh hell no. like I don't know how old you were. You had to be like 6 or something.
Yeah,
Like
I was.
you was young. And man, I don't know why I let you. I definitely didn't want to let you walk to the stuff. But man, I went back up to that store. You had to be older than 6. I wouldn't have let you walk to the store at 6, man. You had to be
It was
bike
like
riding
seven,
age.
8. It was like
Yeah.
7, 8 because I wasn't hanging like
You was
after a
with
certain age. I wasn't hanging with like my
with them,
cousins.
yeah. Okay, so y'all they go to the store, and I go see the guy, and I'm like, yo, what's up, man? You tried to play my kids, man? What's going on? Or whatever. And I check him about it, and he fixed the change. And he tried to do what? You remember what he tried to do?
He tried to give us all the money back.
Yeah, he tried to give us more than,
Yeah.
and like, it might not have stuck then, but I know it sticks now because I told him, I was like, nah, man, look, nah, man, give us back what you owe us. Like, because what he was trying to do, he's trying to buy his conscience back with us. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you more because, nah, bro, you tried to take advantage of some little girls at this store. Give us some money, the money you owe us, and we never coming back. You ever go back up there?
I haven't actually. I've never been back there.
There it is.
I've never been back up there, but I remember you telling me that too, like on the walk back or the drive back or however we got back.
Yeah.
You were like, he tried to give us more and make it seem like we just want more or we need more, but no, it's the principle. It's like
Don't
give us
try to
what you
play
owe.
me. Yeah, get paid
Yeah.
what you owe. You know, I used to watch, you know what, I was just on here. I was talking about 2 movies that make me be about the little shed it little solitary tear.
The thug tear to
The
love.
little thug joint, you know what I'm saying? One is silly, okay? This is
What,
silly. Okay, so okay, all right, hustle and flow. Okay, listen. This is so funny. When she be like, I'm in charge.
oh my God.
Man, when she be like, I'm in charge. I
That
be
make
like,
you wanna
it don't
set
make me wanna, but it make give me that warm, bubbly feeling like, yeah.
you
That
in
duck.
charge, you got
Yeah,
it.
I'm like, and I'm really on some, man, this little simple minded motherfucker. She walk around in this cheap ass suit. but but the other one, in all seriousness, Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah, I knew that.
I
Yeah.
I love that movie, man. That movie just make me think of me and you on so many levels, man.
Yeah. I can say the same thing.
When I watch it, like the part where he had like his foot on the door, you know what I'm saying? And like we went through like as far as just being an adult, like you know, man, you went through me learning how to be an adult. Like you went through whatever the phase you in right now, you went through that with me, you know? So like you went through like not knowing how to not knowing how to manage a bill. You know what I'm saying? Or a crisis happening and it be a major setback, or something happening and it be a major step up. You know what I'm saying? Because we throughout the years, like we were able to progress and take steps towards just being in a good space for you to um to grow and like just being a young adult and having a little girl to soften you up a little bit when you thought you was tough. I needed that, man. I needed that more than a camel need water in the desert. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a real saying, y'all. Somebody gonna be like, camels don't actually need water in the desert, Quest. And so but yeah, like being a young adult, and now you're at an age like you're gonna, the more and more the older you get, just because like, yo, I was a young dad, I guess. And the older and older you get, you're gonna be able to remember me at the age you are.
Mm.
And I would say that remember your parent at the age you are as much as you can. Whenever you get to that age, whenever you could think, just say, man, and you sit back and you think, uh, I think about some of the things I'm going through in life, and then I think about, okay, man, how old was I when my mom was this age? What was I doing? What was my mom doing?
Hmm.
You know?
I talk about that with my friends all the time. Actually, I be like, this is just, if this is what my dad had to do when he was this age, plus a kid, listen, I applaud. I take back anything I ever said, just ungrateful, like for real, because it's hard. And like you have to be a different type of, like you have to have a different type of strength and drive to even let, because some people don't take, like, they just abandon their responsibilities.
Yeah.
Like, and you really just took control and you did your thing for real.
You know,
And
that's kind of patting yourself on the back too, because you are my thing.
but those things, like, and I like, and the older I get, I have friends that have children, so I make sure I like show them like you're doing a great job
Yeah.
and like you're doing so well, and I just show my appreciation because I know how hard it could be. Not because I don't remember you at this age because I was like
Nah, you was like,
3 or something.
yeah, 3, 4 or
So,
something. Yeah.
but like I do remember being young and I do remember seeing the transition. Like as I grew, I saw you grow too.
Yeah.
So I may not have been able to like comprehend it all the way,
Mm.
but like when I look back at stuff, it's like, wow. Like we grew up. I'm this is probably not even good, but like people like, this that's your brother? And I be like, it be feeling like it almost. We didn't grow up together.
Man,
But
when I used to come to your school with all that jewelry on and stuff, was that embarrassing?
no. I used to like that. Because then people not buy like people they'd be scared of you. People I didn't like when people like my basketball teammates, they'd be like, your daddy look good. Your daddy, I'm gonna get a ride with Mr. Graham. Can Mr. Graham take us home? No. No, walk. Actually. Go ahead. But nah, I used to think it was cool. I'd be like, yeah, my dad's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
My
he could
dad's
battle.
tough. Don't mess with me. Cause my dad'll come up here. Yep.
Didn't you tell somebody I was gonna come up to the school or
Oh
something?
yeah, and my freshman year, cause I was
Oh
I
yeah, I
was
don't even
real
want.
I was real
Oh, man.
cool. I
My
was
daddy
real
will come and shut this shit down.
I was so I was so scared. Like
And
I
I
was like, if
woulda
anything happened to me, my dad is coming out here, right? He on the first trip.
on
Like
the first trip. You know I'm gonna be there for the damn wheels, man. I'm gonna be
like
jumping off the plane. Hey man, this far enough. You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah, so I was trust me. Mm-mm. They was gonna know. I may you think I'm down here by myself. I'm
Boy,
not down
I
here
be
by
down there.
myself.
Boy, I be down there in the morning. I be there in the morning, nigga. I
Okay,
be
I'm not
there
out
in the
here by
morning.
myself.
Nah, man. Like I love you.
I love you too.
Yeah. You know, I remember. I was just talking about this on the last episode. I remember I got my first battle that I won some money. I won $100,
Mm,
and it was Christmas time, and it was one of my first Christmases
mm,
as a dad. And I was feeling bad because I ain't had no money. I was poor. I was like, not poor. I was broke.
mm,
Okay, there's a difference between being broke, being poor. I was broke, and I won this battle and proof. God rest his soul. Uh, Proof paid me $100 for winning the battle out of his pocket. And I was like, man, it was right around Christmas. And this guy, he go, Mayo, he say, oh man, yeah, Coney Island's on Quest. Coney's on. For all y'all that's not from Detroit, Coney Island is a restaurant, not just one, but many. And Armani loves the grilled chicken pita, Swiss and American. Pickles on that thing. No pickles? Yeah, pickles. No tomatoes.
I like tomatoes.
You like tomatoes? Used to not like tomatoes.
I might have not liked them before, but I like them now.
Okay. So they go. See, I done lost my whole train of thought talking about Coney Island.
Tomatoes.
Man. Dang, man. Yeah,
You
me
said
all hungry.
You said they was like Coney on Quest.
Yeah, Coney on Quest, and I'm like, man, I got a daughter. I got this for Christmas, and I just went home, dog. And my homie, he always tell me, he say, man, he wasn't a dad at the time, and when he became a dad, that popped in his mind. One of the things, like, I was the first dad of my friends. Like, you ain't really had no, I ain't had no friends that had kids your age.
I was the babysitter.
I ain't make you babysit a bunch, but I always made sure they gave you some money though.
They did. I appreciate that.
You also you also clear out your room to house roaming battle rappers that need a place to stay. So Armani would relocate. She'd clean her room up begrudgingly. And I appreciate that.
Of course.
You know. You still want to see me battle? You still want to go to a battle?
I do.
Nah.
Yeah.
No. I don't be battling nowhere you be. If I battle in Atlanta, I'll let you know. If I battle in Jamaica, I'll let you know. But if I'm not gonna have you come to I got a battle in Utah.
I was gonna say, when you sent me the flyer, I was like, "Ooh, I'm about to come," but I don't have any vacation hours.
Hey, you know how expensive a ticket from a ticket from Detroit to Utah is over $500.
Really?
Who be going to Utah?
Exactly. So why is it so expensive? It should be cheap.
No, people go to Utah though. Utah is they're like a Mormon state.
Oh, I can see that.
You want to hear something that you probably don't want to hear because you're my kid, but Utah blocks pornographic websites.
Really?
Yep. So like if you're in Utah and you type in one of them things, that's the first thing the lady that picked me up in the Uber said.
Why did she? I would have been so mad.
Like what you think I'm here for? You think do I got porn man on my head or something? It's crazy.
Yeah, that would have threw me off really bad. I was like, lady, just drive, do your job and drive.
Okay. Please do.
Just drive.
What?
Can I tell you? Oh, my bad.
Go for it. No, go for it.
Okay, so I think growing up, because we're talking about just growing up with you as my dad, as battle rap in the battle rap household and all that. So we were talking about like how I hear you aggressively do your like run through your battles or whatever. Yeah. And I also hear you on the phone arguing with whoever as well. So I feel like that plays a big part on my aggression. Like I be going off.
You be in a battle.
Yes, not like necessarily well, I do hand movements and stuff, but not really when I'm talking. But I feel like, yeah, I learned that from you. I learned how to argue really well, but still like articulate my words really good. And people be mad. They be like, "Girl, what are you talking about? What are you even saying?" I'm like, just know what I'm. Just you know what I'm.
You know, I can say that you found your voice. Like, there's a difference in like how you articulate from when you left high school to graduating college. How you convey your message. I remember when you first got your podcast and how your voice sound in the beginning versus how it sounds now when you're speaking, and you talk with so much confidence all the time.
Yes.
You know,
I could really say that.
I remember if you don't mind me sharing, I remember, I won't share specifically, but I remember you having a college friend or college, whatever you call a co-schooler, what do y'all call them people, fellow classmate, a classmate, whatever.
Mm.
But they were just in a friend circle and they were taking up an area where they had to speak more than you had to speak in your profession. And I remember you you being really, really in tune with your want and desire to articulate and convey your message better.
Mm-hmm.
And just listening to you talk now, when I listen to your podcast, when I see your snippets and your clips, and just hollering at you just right now, you've came so far with that. And what advice would you give to somebody that's like searching for their inner voice, and or searching for their voice within, as far as obtaining it and getting there?
That's a good question. I would say just truly just embracing who you are and not people pleasing. I feel like in a sense I would people please to an extent where I would like dim my own self down, or I would like kind of shield myself and like just be so cautious. And at the same time, it's like, yes, watch what you say to people, of course. You can't always be super aggressive. You can't always be super sensitive in areas, but just understanding who you are and actually liking who you are, it'll just happen.
Yeah,
Because then it's like, it's parts of me that I still feel like, okay, this needs refining, this needs correcting, but I know God is going to do it.
yeah,
That don't mean that I gotta just, that don't mean I have to like be quiet. Like now, I still some grammar I don't have all the
yeah.
way down.
What you
Like
know?
small stuff we do, and it'd be like, okay, that don't mean I gotta be quiet. Or sometimes some
Yeah,
things may sound like the slang is different, or whatever is different, and you lose your words. You don't know what kind of verbiage to use. So that is just because you don't know what to say, don't mean you don't say anything. Um, so I think that's what I learned. Just take
okay.
pride in who you are at this moment.
Hmm.
The change will come soon. If you want to speak more elegantly or whatever, or you want to speak softer, or you want to learn how to take charge and you want to learn how to put your foot down, you got to start somewhere and you got to stop people pleasing. Because if you try to please everybody else, you're not going to please yourself and you're going to be stuck.
Word.
Quiet.
Man, you trying to battle me?
I don't know, man.
I
I'm not trying
see.
to get embarrassed.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, I think being able to like travel, like one of the things, like I used to always try to make sure I had something. I used to always try to make sure you had something to look forward to when I came back.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? That's why, y'all, I used to always, whatever city or state I would go, I would bring back a bear or a stuffed animal or something from that place. And she got, did you take those?
no, they're in the closet.
Okay. I was looking, I'm like, where'd she put them? Nah.
They're in
But
the, yeah.
they're in the closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, leave it. Leave it. It's probably in that little closet, the one in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
knew it because I put some stuff in that other closet. I took that bed apart in that other room and
Mm.
stuffed it up in there. I figured you ain't need it, since you got your own place. You know what I'm saying? Man, I got a kid with a place.
Ugh, you gotta come visit for the
Yeah,
holidays or something.
lay on the
I could.
couch.
Uh-uh.
Oh yeah, I got me a blow up
Air
bed,
mattress.
air mattress out here, baby. She said you ain't sleeping on my couch. Mm.
Mm-mm.
She got a couch now. Now she know why. Ain't why? Now she know.
Yeah.
Somebody come down over and flop too hard on your couch. Your face looking funny, ain't it?
Yes. Literally, don't eat on this couch. Don't put your feet. Oh, you can put your feet up. I'm not tripping on the feet, but don't eat on this couch. I don't let anybody eat on my couch.
Man, where they gotta
Somebody
eat
came over here. One of my friends came over here and spilled something and
on
tried
your
to hide it.
couch.
Not on my couch,
What they
but
spill it on?
on my white blanket.
Try to
She
hide
spilled
it.
it and tried to. She's sitting. I know this off topic, just real quick, but she's sitting and she put her leg over the spot and try to sit like that the whole day. Girl, if you don't get up and clean that up, like you're never coming back over here. I'm sorry. Like,
Nah,
okay,
she was scared.
I know. I
You know.
figured that was what it was.
It ain't like she was writing her name and her height on the wall.
Okay, I was like 4.
No, you were not. No, you
Come
didn't know how to
on.
write at 4. You
Okay,
know
I
how to
was
write maybe your name, but you ain't know how to etch. No, man, go on. Some y'all listen. This girl wrote all over the walls, dog.
young. I kept life exciting. It was just an exciting
You
time.
were exciting, kid to have. You were uh, smart. You were funny. You still are smart and funny. Your head ain't as big as it was when you was a kid, but it's still big. Um, we I want to play something for you.
Mm.
See if we got this. Let me see. Let me see.
Please don't let it be nothing embarrassing.
I don't even know what this is. I'm gonna just go for it.
Please don't let it be nothing embarrassing.
Now you're gonna have to stand up on this. Get up there.
Don't take much to say.
Stand up. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Let me see.
You got headphones at school.
Go see what that
Mom.
I don't know what's on here. I gotta go through it, man. But I always had Armani in the studio with me, man. Like she was always there. But she always got her work done. She always did the things she was supposed to do. Sometime, and when she didn't, she got in trouble, man. That's it.
That's what kids do.
You
I have a
know,
question.
go for it.
When I started rapping, what was your expectation?
Oh, I didn't have any, but I didn't think you were gonna stay rapping. Now you gonna have.
Okay.
I was a little worried though. I won't lie. I was um, I was just concerned. One thing that I thought about when I was just starting is I didn't think that I could do other things,
Hmm.
and I learned later on, like just because I ended up being fortunate enough to, like, not just like. Sometimes I was on TV rapping, sometimes I was on TV acting, sometimes I was doing different stuff, and then we started going to schools and volunteering and really like doing like fundraisers and different stuff. And when I started doing that, I started saying like, dang man, I kind of know my purpose isn't just rapping.
Yeah.
Is being is inspiring, is connecting, is helping people. Like I how I be. I help
Mm.
people. I try. And
Yeah.
it was important for me for you to know that you could go to school if you wanted to rap. You could pursue all this stuff if you wanted to rap. You'll be 20, 21, 22 when you get out of college. You'll be going, if she decides to rap, I want to make sure she knows, yo, you're going to go to school and it's going to be people from everywhere there. So if you real big at your school, everybody going to take stuff home with them. So you'll be all right. Um, I So I wanted you to know that Megan Thee Stallion was when she first came out, that was a really big plus. I thought. I don't know, the music wise, if that's a plus for a little girl to hear or nothing like that. But you weren't a little girl. You were about to be an adult, and she was in college in the music industry.
Mm.
To and or I don't know the legitimacy of it. I don't know if she was going to class or if that was like online or whatever it was. That's what she was promoting. So I was like, ah, man, there's somebody that shows that it's possible because all my rap idols, they dropped out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, it was a little different. Uh, One thing I always wanted you to do and know is your way around the studio. I wanted you to know that you ain't got to be sitting up in no nigga studio waiting to
Hmm.
get your song recorded. So,
That's what you taught me. As soon as you thought I knew how or thought I wanted to rap. And that's something that stuck with me too. Couldn't no dude impress me. Well, let's go to the studio. I go to the studio every day after school. Or I used to be in the studio. I used to live there, baby. You don't need to take me nowhere. I've had enough of the studio. Yeah. Just
like
let me
these,
know when y'all done and send me
yeah,
the stuff.
yeah, this little board and these little stuff. My daddy was in a room bigger than your house.
Full of
They got
this.
full of this.
Like, okay, you not
Like
impressing me with that.
one of my things is I was always trying to make sure that your standard for yourself was so high
Hmm.
that my homie, I'm saying my homie like you don't know, Pallavi would always say, man, whoever deal with Armani, they gonna have a tough time because that girl ain't gonna settle for no bullshit because you don't settle, you don't put up with no bullshit.
Okay.
Like so, do you find yourself because like you're close to your dad, like um do you find yourself sometimes just being like, man, I'm being a little too daddy-ish. I'm being too much. I gotta chill out a little bit, big dog. Gotta chill out
Yes.
a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I'm not gonna lie. Like what they be like the feminine and masculine thing. Like I've always, not always, but a lot of times acting in masculinity. Like just because that's what I know. Like I know tough love. I know blunt. I know like all of that. Like I
Yeah.
know keeping it real. I love you, but I'm gonna keep it real. Like I do that like in my leadership positions, and a lot of people, some people don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do. Some people respect it a lot. Um, some people respect it. Some people are a little more sensitive to it. And I honestly was just talking to my friend before I got on this podcast about something that happened before, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, they're just overly sensitive. I'm being real, and I was vulnerable. That's all I can do. I
Mm-hmm.
can't force it. Like I'm
Right.
not emotionally, I'm not getting, you're not putting that on me. I can't. No.
Yeah.
I did my part. But yeah, I'm I've been calming down though now, especially like with new like masculine energy around. I have to be able to sit and be women and not think I gotta carry everything. Like you taught me to keep my head on a swivel. Don't put my back to the door when I go to the restaurant. I be
Oh, you like, hey,
if I
hey,
with a
little
man.
daddy, go ahead. Sit, go ahead. I'm watching the dough. I'm watching out now.
Exactly.
you
When I
know.
go out with anybody, I'm doing that. Out with friends at a party, when I was in college, or just going anywhere. Let's go. It's time. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But being
Like,
aware of your surroundings is important, but not being trapped by them. Because, I grew up in a rougher space than you may have. Or,
yeah.
well, definitely, I'm saying may have, like I ain't raised you. I grew up in a rougher environment, in a tougher situation in life. Not saying you ain't been through nothing and seen nothing, because I know you have. But I'm just saying, um, my day to day was different. And I know sometimes I would bring my trauma from growing up in dangerous environments is like the one thing that I'm just now noticing, y'all, that I okay, so when we were young, whenever somebody said I love you, they go like this. And Armani would go like this. This is how we would say I love you. You see? Somewhere along the lines, love turned into this,
Hmm.
which is it's a gang sign. See, if they screenshot, you know how YouTube be screenshotting. Just my luck, they gonna screenshot me holding this up, and then I'm gonna be on O Block getting a card out or some shit, or I'm gonna be in Crenshaw next battle, and they gonna be like, "What was that you was throwing up, cuz?" But they changed how you put love up, and
Hmm.
Armani was taking pictures. At school, she took a picture and she went like this. And what I said, don't be throwing up them.
Don't be throwing up no gang signs. And you then don't let me wear a headscarf that's a bandana. It's a pink bandana. Man,
Yo,
I got the girliest bandana in the hair store, and I can't even wear it now.
man, don't wear no
So
bandanas. Man, not out this
yeah,
house. Don't wear
Yeah.
no bandana out this house, man.
So,
You had yellow ones, you had all colors in the house.
I had pink and white.
You know something crazy?
Hmm.
I used to have a bandana.
Really?
But that's because I was hanging out with niggas, and But also, when I got in a car accident, I used to wear a bandana like over my head
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, just to kind of cover up my scar for a second. And but like I grew up around like that shit. You couldn't have no scarf, man. And if you had a scarf and you was a girl, and you wasn't about to be no gang girl,
Yeah, you already told me how that go. You told me everything. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah,
man.
okay, I'm prepared. So that's one thing about it. You make sure I was knowing and I don't be just out here just thinking things is sweet and it's not. That's one
Yeah,
thing I do appreciate because it's this post I saw and it was like they were like, when you hang around people your age and realize your parents raised you right, it be like, yeah, because I go out and hang with y'all, y'all are like clueless. Who raised y'all? Like, y'all don't know to leave. Y'all don't know not to
it's
do
time
that.
to go. But that's good, man, and just being able to just be self aware. That's the main thing. Like as much wonderful things you've done. Whenever it was times where we had to just talk about what was right, what was wrong. Eventually, like it came with one of these talks we having right now, except they was very
Hmm.
one sided sometimes, most
Yeah.
times. But before we close out, I wanted to just talk about something. Uh, I I say this all the time, and you always leave me such like kind like tributes online. You send me messages all the time, and we talk. You know what I'm saying? Like we be talking. Like you hit me up, and we talk like we talking now.
Hmm.
And that's something that like parents out there that's just watching. Like you never know how this is gonna go. Like when you and your kid ain't seeing eye to eye, like y'all don't know that as my kid, like I'm torn while we're like I'm torn when you're in trouble because and as mad as like your kid might get with you or you might be frustrated with your kid and you're like, yo, I'm doing this for a reason. And sometime on the real, man, that reason you don't even see the the fruition or it reach its actual fruition in real time. Well, you see it in real time, but you don't get to see it immediately. So you don't know what you doing. You don't know what's happening, right? And we've been fortunate enough to maintain like a good relationship where we could communicate with each other, have conversations, have fallouts, talk, and that's one of the greatest parts of watching you grow up. Um, Watching this, and and I've said this, and I'm gonna just say it again. Like I'm watching a movie, and I'm the one that I saw this whole movie. I know the whole movie.
Hmm.
Like I know more of this movie than I don't know more because now your movie going on without me, you know. But up until like you leave home, like yo man, I got this movie. I got the most years of this movie. I got the footage. I got it. It's here, you know.
Yeah.
And when you're holding like a little when you're holding like your little baby in your hand, like and Monty was a little baby, and like she had a little umbrella. We put her on the couch. We put an umbrella in her hand. I don't know why. Just ain't know what to do. But man, I like I'm amazed when
Hmm.
we talk. Like it's still surreal. It's still like you just stretched your arm out, and I was like, man, she was smaller than her arm is,
Yeah.
you know. And I remember looking at you and saying, I'm gonna be there. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. And like, like how you do your affirmations or whatever. I believe that I would say my aspirations into you, like when you were little. Like I just Like I would, and they wouldn't be the selfish like just for me, like yo, but it'll be like yo, I'm gonna be a good dad. I'm gonna be around. I'm a man. I ain't gonna do this, and I ain't gonna go to jail, and I ain't gonna this, and I ain't gonna that, and 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 shit. I almost broke that promise, you know, like I almost broke that promise, and I never forget that feeling when I didn't know what was about to happen to me, and I thought about man, somebody doing the horsey ride with you on their knee while I'm gone and shit. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, like I'm sitting in there. I ain't gonna go through the whole story because this ain't that kind of pie, but I'm sitting. I got locked up for some bullshit that I was on, and I'm sitting in there, and I know I'm gonna get out eventually, but I knew I was also guilty,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, I'm gonna have to go to jail. I'm gonna have to. I'm about to go to jail for like 2 to 5 years, and um, this is an important time in my daughter's life. And at that time, you were my only child, and I was sitting in there, man, and I felt so embarrassed and ashamed. I felt I felt like I let you down. I felt like I let myself down. I felt like I left my mother down. Um, and it was really because I just was convincing myself I needed to do certain things to survive where I was. And right then, I was like, man, she ain't gonna have to try to survive where she at. I don't want her to ever feel like she out in this motherfucker surviving. I want her to live. And the stuff I wanted for you, I was like, man, I can't get that for her if I don't get that for me. And you know, they say pull your mask down on the airplane, fix your mask first. I done told you that a million times.
Mm-hmm.
Fix your mask first, you can fix everybody else. And so I would communicate and talk my affirmations into you as a my affirmations as a dad, because I figured like I wasn't promises to myself talking to you, because I wasn't gonna break no promise to you. You did like not no not son. You know, if I hey I'll be there at 9 and I get there at 9:20. You know, I'm talking about that. But um, and those same things I can say to myself, and that's something I learned as your dad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, how to stick to my word. You know, because I, I wasn't about to like I couldn't imagine you not seeing me uh,
Yeah.
in a proper light. So, you know, thank you. You got anything to say before we end the pod?
I'm gonna say thank you because I can thank you for everything. Just thank you for life. But really though, that when I hear that, I've heard this story before, of course, but like just hearing it just always it just warms my heart because it's like I get to. I don't know if it's because you tell it so well or if it's just me really feeling it because I am your child, but it just means so much that you cared enough about yourself and be enough to get yourself together or just be
Yeah,
aware that you have to be here. And I'm happy to be the person that God put in your life to be able to help you as well.
yeah,
Like, and I know you said you learned to keep your word through me. I think what I learned a lot from you. Honestly, everything I do is just you. Everything is just you. But I would say the most beneficial thing, or that I can think of just off the bat really quickly right now, is just your ability to be self aware. Like, nobody's perfect, but you
yeah,
always come back and you'll be like, look, I'm not perfect. And like a lot of I don't want to say a lot of men and just put it like generalize it,
yeah,
but it's hard for a lot of people, not just men, but a lot of people to just be honest with their situation or with their emotion or with their just who they are truthfully and authentically. So you are
mm,
always able to do that. And I feel like just seeing that growing up, it helps me as well, like growing up now. And sometimes I wish I would have comprehended it a little sooner, but
That's
everything
all
happens
right.
for a reason. Everything
Mm-hmm.
happens for a reason. But just having that growing up and just understanding like it's okay to be wrong, it's okay to say sorry, it's okay to be yourself and understand that you're not perfect. In a long time, I looked at you like you were supposed to be perfect because you are my dad. Like you are not human. You are my superhero. Like you are not human. My dad don't make no mistakes. He is right 100% of the time, and that's
No.
that. But then when things were to happen and like I get overly emotional, but then you'll come back and be like, "Look, I'm human. I'm sorry. We're gonna do this, this, and the third to move forward."
Yeah.
And that's something I just take with me now, like just embracing my human and not trying
Yeah.
to be superhero and not trying to be like immortal because that causes a lot of problems in every area of
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. You know, there's so many like things that you could learn just on the way of life. Is life. You know what I'm saying? It's happening. You know, like everything is new for everybody. Being a
Exactly.
dad today is different than yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Um, One of the things that I want to just urge, especially since this is a battle rap podcast, um, I'll speak to my fellow battlers and men just out there, just in general. Uh, your children are super important. They're super important. If you watch this pod, you can see what just a development, a relationship that is developed and is evolved with time. Um, Parent kid relationships, parent child, or whatever. She's not a kid, of course, but um, our relationship evolves. A lot of times, man, we try to keep our kids like little kids, like a hierarchy kind of thing. I know my kid respect me. I know how she views me. I also want her to be able to like, our relationship changes, man. Now is advice and guidance, not instruction, you know? And that's important because your kid got to be confident in themselves. Anybody trying to like pursue like music, battle rap, or whatever, and you got to like you young with a kid like I was. I didn't. I haven't done anything in music or battle rap where I wasn't a dad. Not a thing. First time I was on TV, I was a dad. First time I took a battle, I was a dad. I had a strong support system. I have a strong support system. I have a strong village that helps me. Shout out to Marv in the building. He part of my village. Um, Make sure you keep your village strong. If you be an upstanding human, man, people gonna be good to your kids, and it's always important. So if you a dad out there, uh, battle rappers, like, we communicate. Y'all done hit me up and we talk about like if y'all having problems seeing your kid, giving visitation rights to your kid, mothers too, like just parents in general. But I'm speaking to the fellas right now, just because there's an opportunity to, as a young man and a father, like, our girls need us, our boys need us, our kids need us. Do what you can do to stay here for them, to stay free, to stay alive, and to stay present. I don't care if you got to FaceTime. Like, listen, I bet you if I couldn't see her and I could FaceTime her, it'd be better than nothing. She might be a little mad, but it's better than nothing. Never leave your kid with nothing.
Mm.
We're going to end the podcast on that.
All right.
Hang out real quick, money. Don't go nowhere.
All right.
Yo, that was kind of rude. You ain't get to say bye. Say bye.
Bye, y'all.
Tell them where to find you.
Yes, make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel, my podcast, TRN Pod. You can find that on Instagram, TRN Pod, all of that. Thank you
Yep.
for having me. I really enjoyed it. Bye,
I
y'all.
enjoyed you too. Hang out 1 second. And there we go, man. I said, yo, podcast, we wrapping up episode 20. It was really dope. Really dope people came into the chat. I appreciate y'all. So many great comments. Shout out to the great people. Make sure y'all hit the like, share, subscribe. We're going to chop this episode up. We're going to drop little pieces of it. Right now, the Tony Blanco episode is out on YouTube. It's also out on the podcast, on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you listen to podcasts. You can tune in. I said, yo, make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, the share, the Cash App, the Super Chat, or do nothing but you come back to the show. Once again, we appreciate you. I said...
Get him, Cody.
Yeah. Hey, turn me up, turn me up. Yeah. Alright.